Can they build excitement for the Bound for Glory main event? Welcome back to the ACB Wrestling Talk channel, your main source for wrestling news, topics, discussion, previews, all that kind of good stuff. I am your host, Alexis Corrillo, and tonight, this is the preview for the Impact Wrestling episode on Pop for tonight, September 27th of 2018. I hope I'm right on that date, but nevertheless, this is the preview, and I just want to take one small moment to congratulate Abyss on being announced as the next inductee into the Impact Hall of Fame. Totally deserved, and it makes me very happy to see Impact Wrestling not only rewarding one of their own, but rewarding Abyss's loyalty over the years, and the fact that Abyss, not only the character but the person behind the mask, has stayed loyal to the company, and he has said in the past that he will stay loyal for the company for years and years to come. As it pertains to a future Impact World title run, I think it's far too late for him to have that run with that title a few years ago, maybe. Right now, I think he's just getting closer and closer to retirement. But anyway, congratulations to the Monster Abyss on his announcement as the inductee into the Impact Hall of Fame. And back to the Impact Wrestling preview. Johnny Impact teams with Eddie Edwards to face Moose and Killer Kross in tonight's main event from Mexico City, Mexico. And the question for this Impact preview, the question that I ask Impact executives, Impact Wrestling fans, pretty much anyone that listens to this video is, can they build enough excitement for the main event of Bound for Glory? Can they excite the fans and pump the fans and hype the fans up for the Johnny Impact versus Austin Aries match at Bound for Glory on October 14th? Because one thing I want to make clear: Johnny Impact versus Austin Aries is a match that will no doubt steal the show. They're two of the best performers not only on the Impact roster, but possibly in the world. So on that level, on the in-ring level, they have nothing to worry about. I am excited about Johnny Impact versus Austin Aries in-ring wise. I am excited about the match. What I am trying to get excited about is the program. What I am trying to get excited about is the story that they are trying to tell. And it's not just the fact that it's only Johnny Impact wanting to take the world title off of Austin Aries, which would be fine. It's a fine story to tell, because that's usually what everyone vying for the World Championship wants. They want the world title. It's a fine story to tell. It's even better when it's a face champion versus a face challenger. In this case, that is not the case. In this particular story, it's going to be the heel champion Austin Aries versus Johnny Impact as the babyface. And I don't really see any heat between both opponents. I don't see any heat amongst them other than the fact that they're going to face each other. And from a storyline point of view, I really think that they should give us something more to think upon in this program that they're trying to have between Impact and Aries. Coupled with the fact that we are in Mexico City, Mexico for tonight and for the following 2 more weeks. The crowd is also pretty quiet, to put it respectfully, simply because it's an American product for a Spanish-speaking audience. So they're not gonna be fully invested in that program themselves, which, at least from my point of view, doesn't translate well on screen. But anyway, we'll just have to wait and see if this builds heat, if this builds excitement, if this hypes the main event match up. As far as the main event goes, I have to believe that Impact and Eddie Edwards have to get the win because you need them gaining momentum en route to Bound for Glory. And it's not like Austin Aries is in this match, and it's not like he's going to be the man pinned. So, just with that, Impact and Eddie Edwards win the main event. Then we have the Machine, Brian Cage, facing off against Jake Crist. Singles match that is bound to continue the rivalry between OVE and the Lucha Brothers. But really not expecting a lot of this match. What I do expect is Brian Cage to win it. Brian Cage is months and months away from losing his undefeated streak. He is months and months away. I am a firm believer that Brian Cage will lose the X Division Championship, but he will not be pinned. He will not tap out. He will lose the title in the multi-man match. That's what I believe, because I think Brian Cage is being lined up as a future potential challenger, even to Austin Aries, with his whole entourage of Moose and Killer Kross. I think that's where they're building Brian Cage up to, making him a world title main event threat. So I do not think Brian Cage is gonna be on the losing side of things anytime soon. So for this match, Brian Cage wins it, obviously. LAX versus the Desi Hit Squad. Now, if you follow me on social media, you know that this is a feud, this is a rivalry I'm expecting for after Bound for Glory. I fully expect LAX, Santana, and Ortiz to finally deal with Hernandez and Homicide, put them on the rearview mirror, and enter into a new feud. And I think the Desi Hit Squad is the perfect choice for that feud. Now, for tonight, for this match, this tag team match, non-title match, I expect some funny business. I expect either the Desi Hit Squad to get a win over LAX due to a distraction from the OGs. Yeah, you know what? I was thinking some other options, but no, that's what I'm going to go with. Desi Hit Squad wins via distraction from the OGs because the OGs' story, or their purpose, is to make the young boys, LAX, submit to their rage and break the ceasefire. And that's what they're going to try and do. They're not going to break it themselves. They are trying to get LAX, Santana, and Ortiz to break it. And we heard that whole spill from Conan last week about how if you break that ceasefire, bad things will happen to you, and they will leave no clues as to what happened to you. So, there are serious consequences to breaking the ceasefire. So, Desi Hit Squad wins underhandedly with a distraction from the OGs. Then we have Tessa Blanchard defending her Knockouts Championship against Faby Apache. And I think this is a perfect scenario. I think this is a perfect match to not only put Tessa Blanchard over. I think she's going to beat Faby Apache and retain her Knockouts title. But I also think she's going to have a post-match beatdown. And out comes La Güera Loca, Taya Valkyrie. And thus, we begin the program leading into Bound for Glory, the rivalry leading into Bound for Glory for the Knockouts Championship between Tessa Blanchard and Taya Valkyrie. Mostly because Taya Valkyrie is very well known in Mexico. They know who she is. She's a AAA Women's Champion over there, former AAA Women's Champion over there. So that's what I'm fully expecting for tonight's episode of Impact. And we've got the Scarlett Bordeaux plan. The Smoke Show has an announcement for tonight's episode of Impact. I really have no idea, no clue as to what that might be. So we'll just have to tune in later on Pop TV to see exactly what that is. And one thing I also want to point out, as a Hispanic, as a Spanish-speaking human being, These shows in Mexico City are fun, and most shows in Impact are fun because you get all these luchadors like Pentagon and Phoenix and all these luchadors coming in for these set of tapings, and they have discussions. They spell out a lot of Spanish during the matches, and that's just funny as hell because they're Spanish bad words, and I just crack the hell up when they, say those kind of things to American wrestlers who pretty much have very little idea what they're trying to say to them. So anyway, just wanted to put that out there. That's the fun part about having these luchadors, and the current episodes of Impact take place in Mexico City. But hey, what do you think about tonight's episode of Impact? Do you agree with me with the main event of Bound for Glory? Are you excited for the main event of Bound for Glory? Leave your thoughts, comments, and predictions on the comment section below. If you follow wrestling news, topic discussions, all that kind of good stuff, consider subscribing. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you dislike this video, hit the dislike button. That's it for me. Till next time.